Sourav Ganguly was one of his generation's most charismatic and successful captains. The purists of the game still credit Ganguly for changing the face of Indian cricket, which until then was considered to be timid. Born in an affluent family in Calcutta on 8th July 1972, Ganguly isn't one of those rags to riches stories. Although initially attracted to football, Ganguly decided to make a career in cricket after gathering support from his brother Snehashish, who was an established cricketer in the Bengal state cricket team by then. Ganguly got his first taste of captaincy when he led his school St. Xavier's cricket team. A lot of his teammates complained about his attitude as being too arrogant. He refused to sit out in a game and carried drinks and messages to his teammates. This aside, Ganguly impressed one and all with his brilliant batsmanship and soon broke into the Bengal state team at the age of just 17. He replaced his brother Snehashish in the squad. In the 1990-91 Ranji season, Ganguly scored 394 runs in 6 games for Bengal at 78.8 and took 14 wickets. His all-round performance earned him an ODI call-up and debut against West Indies in 1992. He played just one game, scored 3 runs and was dropped. Ganguly piled up a mountain of runs for the next 3 seasons in domestic cricket before breaking into the Test squad for the 1996 tour of England. He sat out the first Test, which India lost, but a debut was in the offing once Navjot Singh Sidhu left the team midway, citing ill treatment by captain Mohammad Azharuddin. Ganguly debuted in the second Test at Lord's alongside another stalwart, Rahul Dravid. He made 131 in the first innings, but the game ended in a tame draw. He went on to score 136 in the next Test at Bridge, making him only the third player in the history of the game to have 2 centuries in his first 2 Test innings. At the turn of the millennium, Indian cricket was rocked by the match-fixing scandal that saw the unceremonious sacking of many senior players in the team, including captain Mohammad Azharuddin. Sachin Tendulkar too declined captaincy and the selectors appointed Sourav Ganguly as the captain. His first assignment is the home series against South Africa, which India won 3-2. Ganguly led from the front with a magnificent century and 2 50s. Next, he led a bunch of youngsters to the ICC Knockout Trophy in Kenya. India went on to lose the finals to New Zealand, but victories against much fancied Australia and South Africa in the quarterfinal and semi-final respectively being the highlights of the tournament. While Yuvraj Singh and Zahir Khan made their big break, Ganguly himself scored a majestic 141 versus South Africa in the semi-finals. Ganguly's career-defining series as captain came at home against Australia in 2001. A young, resurgent Indian team made an epic comeback after losing the Mumbai Test and being asked to follow on in the second. Rahul Dravid and VVS Lakshman added 376 runs to turn the tables on Australia in the Kolkata Test. India went on to win another thriller in Chennai by 2 wickets and take the series 2-1. Ganguly's batting contributions were minimal, but his innovative and aggressive leadership is lauded by everyone. The new Indian team broke away from shy, good boy identity and an aura of competitiveness engulfed. Ganguly famously made Steve Waugh wait for the toss every time in the series, which he later admittedly did deliberately to teach Australians a lesson for their rude behaviour. Waugh, in his autobiography, wrote that he was wound up by Ganguly's continued petulance. The series also signified a strong forging of Sourav Ganguly-John Wright partnership that would go on to win many accolades in the future. India had lost 9 out of 9 finals going into the NatWest Series final at Lord's in 2002. India clutched victory from the jaws of defeat in a remarkable run chase. The victory is just as much famous for Ganguly's shirt twirl celebration on the Lord's balcony as it is for the dramatic game itself. In the 2003 World Cup, India went on to finish second in the group stages, winning every game except the one against Australia. Ganguly led India to the finals of the World Cup after 20 years with 300s, but India lost yet another final to Australia. Later that year, India toured Australia down under. A familiar Indian batting failure was on the cards in the first test at Brisbane, but Ganguly led with a brilliant counter-attacking 144 that set the tone for another thrilling series. India won the second test at Adelaide, but inexplicably lost the Boxing Day test at Melbourne. A draw in Sydney saw India achieve their best ever result in Australia, a 1-1 series draw. India toured Pakistan in a historic series in 2004 and went on to win a highly competitive one-day series 3-2 at Lahore. India also won the Test series 1-0 with a famous victory at Rawalpindi, making Sourav Ganguly the first captain to lead India to a series win in Pakistan. The 2005 Zimbabwe tour is where it all blew up for Sourav Ganguly as he went public with his dismay at coach Greg Chappell's suggestion that he step down from captaincy. Chappell sent a damning report of Ganguly to the selectors at the end of the tour. Poor batting form added to Ganguly's misery as he was ousted in 2005. His obduracy eventually led to his downfall. As much as Ganguly is to be admired for his leadership, he held Indian cricket together in a worst possible phase and brought the people back to the stadiums who once threatened to break ties with the sport after the match-fixing saga. He also left the team with a great bunch of youngsters who went on to win laurels for India in the future. Ganguly is credited with nurturing talents like Harbhajan, Sehwag, Zaheer, Yuvraj and Dhoni. Sometimes he went at odds against the selectors to get his players. Harbhajan Singh before the 2001 home series versus Australia, Anil Kumble before the 2003 tour to Australia, and MS Dhoni after his initial failures against Bangladesh and Pakistan. All of them repaid the faith with outstanding performances. The team under Ganguly is considered to be the best travelling Indian side by many. Out of the 21 test victories that Ganguly led, 11 were overseas wins. His overseas tours included 1-0 in Bangladesh, 1-1 in England, 1-1 in Australia, 1-0 in Pakistan, and notable test victories in Sri Lanka and the West Indies as well. He also led India to 3 finals in 3 ICC tournaments during his tenure. His greatest legacy, though, will be taking over a quintessentially meek Indian team expected to roll over on overseas tours and galvanize them into a competitive and commanding bunch of match winners with a never-say-die attitude.